Let me say something that's going to piss some people off, but it needs to be said. If you're paying over $1 million for a tube laser, you didn't buy a better machine. You bought a logo, a brand tax, and a lifetime subscription to expensive problems. And if you're an owner-operator past 10 or 20 employees, this matters because bad CapEx decisions don't kill you fast. They bleed you out slowly. Here's the hard truth. People are not your competitive advantage anymore. Machines are. People don't scale. Machines do, if they're chosen correctly and trained correctly. And that's where most shops get this wrong. Let's talk about the usual 6 logos you already know. You know the ones, the German and Japanese legacy OEMs everyone treats like sacred cows. Here's what nobody tells you. You're not paying for better cutting. You're paying for trade shows. You're paying for $20 million booths, steak dinners, glossy brochures, and a brand myth that never dies. And I'll guarantee you something, on camera. If you buy the more expensive machine, your service will be more expensive. Your consumables will be outrageous. Your parts will be proprietary. Buckle up for $6,000 service visits, $16,000 minor repairs, and if you've been down that road long enough, brace yourself for the $60,000 part swaps, and you can say sayonara to your budget. And before anyone thinks I'm exaggerating, this is not a joke. I've spoken to customers paying $250,000 a year in service on simple 4-kilowatt machines over 18 months. One customer finally snapped and told them he was going to make a video pulling the machine out of his building with a tractor. That's when they suddenly sent a senior tech, 25 years of experience, who spent 2 weeks to figure out the real problem. The wrong mirror had been installed 18 months earlier. What the hell, But it's true. $250,000 over 18 months for a mirror. Or how about $60,000 repairs? One of our customers put it even more clearly. If you effing paid me, I wouldn't buy from them again. Like, how much sushi could you eat instead of a $60,000 repair bill? A year's worth? 2 years? Every day. Something's fishy here. Or would you rather feed that money to a machine that never should have failed in the first place? Now let's talk about competitiveness. America is 13th in automation. Quick question. Who finished 13th in the Stanley Cup playoffs? Who finished 13th in the Super Bowl? Who finished 13th in the NBA? You have no idea. Nobody does. And nobody gives a shit. That's what 13th place is. Irrelevant. If U.S. manufacturing doesn't get serious about automation, that's exactly where we stay. Tube lasers aren't nice to have. They're survival equipment. Now here's the part people really don't like. One employee costs more than a tube laser. No joke. That employee gets tired, makes mistakes, creates rework, needs supervision, and varies day to day. A machine doesn't. So why the hell are we still cutting like it's the 1970s and cleaning dross and grinding crap like it's the 1980s? This isn't anti-people. It's anti-waste. People should be doing high-value work. Machines should be doing precision, repetition, and throughput. Now let's talk about the 3-chuck tube laser, the part that actually matters. First, throughput. Equal to, and in many cases greater than, legacy machines that cost almost twice as much. Second, reliability and simplicity. No proprietary hostage parts. No ransom pricing. No only we can sell you that component nonsense. Third, warranty and consumables. 2-year warranty. No consumable gouging. No ecosystem designed to bleed you dry after the sale. Here's the math nobody wants to talk about. If your competitor buys $1 million machine, they need to sell $10 million more product just to justify that decision. That's not a better machine. That's a heavier backpack. And let me be clear. If your eyes are closed, you will not see a cut difference between a machine that costs twice as much. You'll feel it when the lease payment hits. You'll feel it when the service invoice lands, but you won't see it in production. Now here's where we are completely different. We don't send techs. A tech knows how to assemble a machine and might know how to fix it. We send engineers, engineers who talk throughput, engineers who talk cutting strategy, engineers who talk software, flow, and production reality. Because the machine doesn't fail, people misuse it. Would you fly with a pilot who's learned from a book and a video game? That's how most laser training works. Techs set it up, run 2 cuts, and disappear. And because they never ran a plant, and if they had, they'd train you right out of needing them. For most suppliers, even if the machine is over $1 million, the The first couple of cuts and a video is the finish line. For us, that's where training begins. Think of it like full metal jacket for manufacturing. No ass-kissing, no hand-holding. People get evaluated. And we give you a confidential report on your operators, who should never get near the machine and who's a superstar you need to protect at all costs. Now let's deal with the elephant in the room. Yes, we use Asian components. So does America's best-selling pickup truck for the last 48 years, 30 to 40% of it. So does Walmart, over 60%. So does Target, same. So do the tools in your shop, your computer, tires on your car, your phone. Hell, even the Swiss brands are proud to announce their Chinese factory purchases. But don't expect the price to drop. Those margins aren't for you. They're for the shareholders. China is the factory. The difference is what you do with the components, and were they made to our U.S. standards. We don't penalize you for trade shows. We don't make you fund marketing budgets. We don't discontinue parts and tell you to buy a new machine. We guarantee that never happens. So here's the bottom line. If your competitor buys this machine before you do, they don't have to be smarter than you. They just have to sell 10 times less to win. They can sell at a price you can't even make it for. Then you're fucked. If this made you uncomfortable, good. Because the next decade in manufacturing won't reward effort. It will reward systems, training, and common sense. And if you're ready to stop paying for logos and start paying for production, the next step isn't a quote. It's a conversation we should have before your competitor has it with us.